Morning guys, CryptoMark back on the next KRC20 wallet tracking journey. So situation is we are tracking through a portion of previously purchased KRC20s, which are the meme coins, the first set of meme coins on the Kaspa network, and they were called KRC20s. There's a second set of meme coins on a Kaspa Layer 2 ecosystem, which we will talk about during this video and I've spoke about last week. They are part of the smart contract capability that we've been waiting for so long. But first and foremost, we'll look at the performance of the original KRC20s that we've got. So interesting, when I was filling this in this morning, Wolfie's had a bit of a big drop off, almost half. So from $80 down to $40, there or thereabouts. I've had a little look around on the X page, on the Telegram, on the chats, looking to see if there's any particular reason, and that there isn't, basically. Wolfie also have a token on the Layer 2 Kasplex, which is the EVM compatible, so you can buy through MetaMask, that kind of thing. I don't know whether having the second side of it has harmed the first side of it. The jury's out a little bit as to whether that's going to happen or not. On the flip side, Pluto, which is this one here, has basically done a greater than 50% jump up, and they too have got a Layer 2 version, but their Layer 2 version, when I've looked at it, looks as though it promotes the original one, and you get kickbacks in terms of airdrops of the original KRC20. So that looks like it's having kind of the opposite effect of what we've just spoke about. So how these projects are going to look, if they're going to launch a Layer 2, how are they going to interact with the original KRC20? Because it's not right that, and I'm not saying this is the case, but it wouldn't be right where any project just launches on the Layer 2 and forgets the original KRC20. That's not how things are meant to be. But I'm sure that's not the case. I know the KRC20s are for Wolfie as well. They had that NFTs linked, and they got the airdrops and rewards in KRC20. Whether or not that's changed to the latest EVM compatible Layer 2, not sure. I'll have to have a further look into that. But I don't have an NFT, so it wasn't of particular relevance of me to look into it straight away. So overall, much of a muchness with a lot of them, to be honest. Nothing happening significantly other than Pluto, which we'll have a little delve into actually and see what the story is. Down a little bit, not helped by Wolfie's price reduction, but obviously helped, counterbalanced out by the fact that Pluto has increased. So yeah, that's where we're at. We'll have a look at the KRC20 wider markets. We've been looking on this since day one, basically. We're at week 40 something or other. So look at the top leaderboard on the KRC20, see what we've got going on. So we've got Zeal, 20 million, $19 million market cap, Nacho 12. Sitting, yeah, been that for a little while now, in and around that. KS, same. Kaspa, the usual suspects. Kaspa's had a bit of a drop down, to be fair. 1.5 million, it was 2.5 million not long ago. That's dollar market cap. Conan, but these projects are still just grafting away in the background, trying to bring their own uniqueness and their own things to the Kaspa ecosystem. Pac-Man, yeah. So yeah, it's kind of the similar ones, if I'm honest with you. Pluto, we'll have a look. I'll show you what I mean about Pluto. Yeah, kind of the people at the top, the tokens in the top 10, 20 tend to just be the same ones. I don't imagine there'll be anyone else launching on KRC20, or I wouldn't have thought so. I think they'll probably favour the Kasplex Layer 2. So does that mean that the original KRC20s are going to be worth more value in the future because there's not going to be any more of them? I don't know. Or is that the case, or am I just making that up? Just from my mindset, it looks as though everything's slightly easier. How you buy, how you sell, how you interact, and everything on the Layer 2 Kasplex version, rather than on the KRC20s and using the bots and such like. So yeah, you can see essentially an 81% jump up on Pluto. We'll have a look on here. So I think some rebranding here going on, different sort of imagery. Pluto's layer 2 roadmap, $1 billion market cap, that would be nice. Good amount of liquidity added, excellent. Utility, adding utility. I'm sure I've seen something where you can stake Pluto in one of the staking pools and get a different token in reward. Oh, this is it, yeah. Bonky, yeah. Don't know what Bonky is, not seen it, but I'll have to maybe have a look. So yeah, lots of stuff going on. And again, it's not just Pluto, it's a lot of the tokens are trying to find their own footing in the space, I suppose. It's one way of putting it. Not sure what you all think about the hoo-ha with Kaspa and the panic stations with the exchanges and things. I was away at the weekend, but I seen some X sort of posts flopping up about the fact that you couldn't move your funds, deposit or withdraw from certain networks. But what I did see on Reddit, I don't know whether anyone's on Kaspa Reddit, somebody explained it really well where, I'll have a look actually. Can't remember the verbatim. Explained it in sort of layman's terms with the fact that, well, here's a big part straight away. Kaspa processed 158 million transactions in 24 hours, which is a world record. The network was running smoothly, but several ecosystem partners like wallets and exchanges temporarily paused services. And that was because their part of their services couldn't keep up with how quick Kaspa was going. So it wasn't Kaspa's fault that it's basically going quicker than the capability of the exchanges to keep up. So they had to pause and sort of restock and wait until they caught up, basically. So that's obviously a good plus point with Kaspa, but a failing in other areas. So again, though, the whole issue with Kaspa is the time issue where things are developing as we go along. Kaspa is getting better and better and branching out into different areas. But unfortunately, it can't do everything itself. It is going to have to be relying on other people and other areas up in their game to keep up, basically, which is, in a nutshell, what I just sort of said. So, but that does, again, give you the foresight that Kaspa is the market leader, in my opinion. Again, I'll put this in here, insert. Nothing I say in any of these videos or financial advice. Everything that I am talking about is just my journey, my views, how I see things. And you guys shouldn't invest in anything that I talk about or invest in. And yeah, just make your own decisions as you go along. So yeah, that's why, again, it's just another proof in the pudding point from my point of view that Kaspa is absolutely the best that there is out there. What else have we got going on? I'll have a little look on here. There's more. We haven't really looked at this side of things, but these are the layer 2 markets that I was talking about. So actually, I'll show you where you can see them probably a bit easier. If you go on KAS FYI, which we always look at, we've got a new tab at the top, layer 2 networks, and these are the exchanges, basically the places where you can swap. So Moonbound, which we spoke about last week, has actually launched now. We'll have a little look at that in a sec. LFG.Kaspa is what I've just been on there and shown you very, very briefly. So these are tokens that are launched. That's got to 100%, and then it bonds, and then it moves over onto the proper decks where you can swap it. So the key to these, and they're very much like a lottery player, the key to these are seeing a one and buying a one at a really low level, and then hoping that it gets to 100%, it migrates across, and then everything sort of goes from there. The price will go up from there. This is how you see these. Some people where they put a couple of dollars in and it turns into God knows how much tons. But the chances of that is very, very small because there's hundreds of thousands of these tokens launching all the time. And you don't know anything about them, really. That's how it's basically just pretty much a lottery play. There's the Pluto one there that we spoke about before. Been out 4 days by the look of it. As a utility token to support Pluto on KRC20. Let's see if there's any more information. Well, that's what's happened with it, the chart anyway, which looks pretty good. Same supply, same dev, same social, same goals, and same roadmap. Fair launched and 100% organic. Always be sure to verify contract address on our Twitter. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's where it is. It's come down a bit, but this is what happens. I did buy some of that token called Yellow when it came out. $20 or something, and it's $5 now. So that's kind of what you expect with some new things when they come in. The hype and everybody jumps in and buys it, and then they'll cool off, and then they'll find the level, and then they'll gradually work their way back up. That's kind of the way that I would suggest a lot of these things play out. So Moonbound, we'll have a little look at this. Moon missions. So, right, okay, this is good. It's got a tab across the top for ones that have actually graduated. I think Borg was the first one. Yeah, 1 day ago. That's the first one that graduated. So basically means it goes across and the liquidity gets locked, and then you're up and running. This is showing you ones that are getting going. So this could be where you might want to. Well, someone could just buy some of these, keep an eye on them when they're coming soon, and then when they launch, could buy them. I don't know. These are new ones. Again, how do you pick one from the other when there's nothing to go off really? I don't know if you click into any of them, if you've got any socials or anything. Can't even click into them by the look of it. No. Don't know how you, oh there, clicked on that one there. Can't see any socials or anything though. Oh, hold on. Tell a lie. Right, okay, so he has got a tool. I'm saying he's called it Bitcoin. He has got a turtle, and it's called Slow because it's on the KRC20. Are these linked in together? See, I'm not sure what's going on with this. Is this just being made and piggybacking the actual Slow token? Because on here, there is a token called Slow come out a few weeks ago. KRC20s, Slow. Is it the same details? It is, isn't it? It's the same details. So yeah, maybe they've just launched a secondary token on where we'll just be looking. Where's it gone? It was on here, wasn't it? Yeah, maybe they've just launched a secondary token on here. That was on Moonbound. Which is gone. There it is. So yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a Wild West situation potentially. But you can launch your own token. I think it's buck cheap to do it. Create a wallet, basic token information, select your media, your thumbnail, little description, wallet next, and then you'll have to pay however much. Not be much, I wouldn't have thought, because I know the ones on HBON and things were cheap to do. So yeah, that's that one. Again, if you're interested in these things, maybe just have a look around and try and maybe watch some YouTube videos or try and suss out what the situation is before you pumping money into them, because I dare say you could lose a bit of money very easily. I'll show you this. Oh, it would be, wouldn't it? Okay. So this is, I put some Kaspa in here when the smart contracts launched, not much. And I bought some of that yellow. No results found. Oh, it wasn't on here, you know. They all look the same. It was on this one. So it just said no token was found there because I haven't imported. The token is in the MetaMask wallet. You just it's like when you buy on these things, you have to then import the token. So yellow, there you go. You can see I've got some yellow. Dropped down a bit. It was $5 on before, $4.66. So yeah, again, I just took a punt on one of the first ones that I'd seen. It had a small contract in yellow, and see where it goes. Really, still talking about it. It looks like there's still things going on. I can't remember what the name of it is on here, but I am following it, I'm sure. That's a bit odd how I can't find it. Yellow. Can't sit and go through everything with yellow in. When you're following it, it should come up, shouldn't it, with the ones you're following? Unless it's got something else in front of it. Can't remember, but I've seen it before, which is the annoying thing. It definitely is still a token. I don't think it'll show on here. Or will it? It might. Nah, that's not it. It's not in LF. It's not in the Beyond one. It's not on this one. This is the thing we're having so many. You kind of get a bit confused, quite sharpish. Let's swap. Have a look on here. Donatello, I wonder if it's that. There it is, Donatello. We'll get there in the end. Yeah, so 2nd of October, 3 hours ago. APR, these are talking about the farms and things where you get a good APR if you stake. I'm not that keen on stuff like that, if I'm honest with you. Done it before, and the APR seemed to come down very, very quick. The situation with these pool things, in my experience, and again, not financial advice, the people that get in very, very quick at the beginning are the ones that make all the gains. The ones that come in at the later on, you get a much smaller rate of return, and then potentially the value of your two paired tokens go down, and you actually can lose money. Speaking from experience, unfortunately. So yeah, but yeah, it's there. It's still there working. You're just hoping that some of these will fly, and what we need is Kaspa to do better. there's more stuff all the time about these the big exchanges coming and all that. I've had a theory for quite a while that Kaspa's being held back, and the more and more that these big exchanges don't come, the more I think there's something in that 100%. And the reason being potentially that some of these big exchanges are scared of Kaspa and its capabilities. And proof in the pudding the other day, the exchanges couldn't cope and they had to pause because Kaspa was going so fast. So is Kaspa sort of too good for its own good, if that makes sense? So again, they will get on eventually, I'm certain, but it's just that timing issue of having to wait. And other projects really running scared because once Kaspa comes in, do you need anything else? What happens to Solana? What happens to Ethereum? Is it like literally, as people have dubbed it over the past however many years, a killer of all these other ones? Could well be, because if it can do everything and it's as quick as anything and it's as cheap as anything, you know what people are like when they find something that works, it's cheap, and they're confident in it. There isn't then a need to look anywhere else. So for me, that kind of could be how it's playing out. So it feels very much like I've said before, like we are Bitcoin right back there when it was just the geeks that were in Bitcoin, if you like. Sorry if I've offended anybody, but it was just like people who were clever into computers and that figured out how to mine and all that sort of thing, which isn't your average Joe, if we're honest with each other. That's not your average man on the street. It's people in a niche little field, your cryptography people and all that, who got in there super early. And it feels to me like Kaspa, that could be where we are with Kaspa now, from a price point anyhow. So yeah, we're in there really early and you just sit tight and then you just watch everything build up around you when you're already there. So that's what I'm doing. That's my hope and that's my vision. I'm going to leave it here, guys, for now, because I've been waffling on a little bit. And I shall speak to you all next week. And we'll see where we're at with things then. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.